oh, this is just the same old that we've been dealing with for the past 2 years. We can't do anything. The Wild is awful. We don't know what we're doing. Just lock up the season, go home. We aren't gonna make anything. We're gonna get messed up in the lottery, so we won't even get us fourth overall. I mean, it's the first game of the season. We're away to Nashville, who has won our division 2 times in a row. And it's slightly overreacty. Yeah, that was slightly overreacty, I will admit. By the way, I really like your clothes. They're awesome. Your new wardrobe is amazing. Oh, thank you. I really like this stuff. This is awesome. What's up, guys? It is I, the Finnish magician. We have a slight draft in a hurricane. Metro Morello is a Minnesota Wild. No, bedtime! What is up, everyone? And welcome to the second season of WFR, basically Wild Fan React. It's a take on Steve Dangle's Leaf Fan Reaction, LFAS. This time with slightly new merchandise. Basically so we won't have to see the same old white jersey that I wore for the majority of last season. I've been to Minnesota, I actually have different stuff, I have things to use, so there's a little bit more variety to my wardrobe, which is probably going to be the main difference from last season. At least if you judge by this game alone, which I will get into later also why you probably shouldn't just judge by this game alone. But yeah, if you watched the first season, you know what this is about. If not, this is basically me going through what I kind of thought when watching each and every game that was played for the Minnesota Wild. Sometimes it will be with highlights. I will try to limit that number, but because I live in Denmark, it's a little bit hard for me to kind of see all 82 games of a season live. So some will be something I will watch back when I have a chance to. Some will be when I have a chance to watch a highlight. That might be a thing, depending on how studies, how my whatever goes. There will be one take videos, but I will try to limit those, and I think I will limit them a lot more this season than I did last year. But onto the game. We played Nashville in Nashville, got 2 goals, we were leading into the third, and we lost 5-2. Yep, can you see why I said this is the same old? This was literally a copy-pasting game of what went wrong last season. A stellar goaltending performance by Devin Dubnyk, messed up because of fluky bounces, bit of fortune going against us, and just not strong enough in front of the net and not committed enough. Because take away the bounces, yes, we have a shot at this win, because Devin Dubnyk saves us. You cannot allow over 65 shots in a game. I know not all of them were shots on goal, but you allow 65 shots in a game, eventually bounces are going to happen. And that was our main downside. But let's start out. We start off in Nashville. They have country singers. We know what Nashville is about. They have the country singers. They want to promote stuff. Awesome. Puck drop. And within the first 5 minutes, Nashville has the puck in the net on Nashville's second power play by none other than Mikael Granlund. But there's a solace because the play is being reviewed for a high stick. It was immediately disallowed. It was kind of immediate. Dumber noticed that is a high stick, and rightfully so. Granlund bats it in from skyscraper height. I was scared about this play, not because of what the ref called, not because of the high stick, but the thing is, the way Granlund hits it, it hits Benino right in the face, or on the visor. Probably good he had a visor on, to be fair. But the puck ends up in the net after hitting that visor. I was scared that was going to count, but in the same way that a hand pass would work, I'm pretty sure that negates any kind of thing if you hit it with a bat and it hits someone else afterwards. I'm pretty sure that's how the rule go. I haven't researched this is just me trying to remember, but again, rule out. It was disallowed, I think correctly, and we go on. Not much happened. Minnesota kind of worked their way into the first period. Not a lot of things happened. Dubnyk had to be really sharp on a lot of plays during that first period. He was sharp the entire game and probably made one of the best saves I have ever seen a goalie make in the second period. So Nashville gets a 2-on-1. Not a good idea strategical-wise, let's say that. Has from the left to the right. Dubnyk in no man's land at all, and no chance of getting back, and with a move that would break me if I try. Trust me, I want to try it, but I do not have the space or spine to do that. So, tell me, son, how did you get injured? Well, you see, I kind of tried to make a hockey play that involved me rolling around after throwing myself to the ground, landing on my spine first. You are an absolute idiot. Glove saved by Devin Dubnyk in the most stylish of fashion to keep the game scoreless, and everything was working out. It was kind of like, how are Nashville gonna break Dubnyk? The hockey cards replied, "We will get you with bouncers." So Nashville wins the face-off. It basically gets sent in front by Philip Forsberg. It's going a million miles wide of the net. I think it's a pass actually to Ryan Ellis. It does connect with Ryan Ellis, just not on his stick. It hits his shin. And just because that random bounce happens, Dubnyk is unaware and unable to make the save. It goes through his legs. 1-0 Nashville. Of course that's how you get your first goal. Of course that's how you get it. Of course that's how we concede. This is the same that we've been seeing for so long, but it comes from a thing, and I'll get into it after we have Nashville's third goal, which, trust me, that will be a reason why I picked the third goal as the goal to talk to us about. After this goal, Minnesota kind of replied in my way. I actually thought that was really good. I thought that after the first goal was our best period. And it kind of showed because we were kind of pressured until Nashville started taking penalties. Against a team with Brent Hunt and not Matt Dumba, dumb idea. We put the puck on Brent Hunt's stick. And if you watched last season, you know what's gonna happen. Blasted from the point, completely beating Pecorine in net. No chance for him. I think what it does is it take a deflection off Sugar and just goes in. I think that's going in anyway, but it hits Sugar right here. Goes up, top corner, no chance, easy as you like, and it's 1-1. A little bit undeserved, to potentially very undeserved, but we're tied. Less than 45 seconds later, we start getting some pressure, shot gets deflected out to Matt Dumba, and for once actually not a blast from Dumba. It was not a blast, because he gets the puck in wide open space after the deflection, and after it's kind of been shot, deflected over to him, he basically takes a touch on it, puts it on his forehand, wrist shot snipe, again same corner, no chance for Pecorine, and it's 2-1 Minnesota, and that's how we go into the third period. Now, was this deserved? No. Did I care at the time? Not really, because at that point you go, if we get the next goal, we're in good position. If we start out well, if we keep our composure for the majority of time, there is a chance that we can get something from this game. There's a chance that we may not deserve it, but there's a chance we can get something from Nashville. Which, if you watch my video, losing away in a divisional matchup sucks. But if you can win in a away game and keep your home form in the divisional matchup, you're halfway there to the playoff. Unfortunately, there is 3 periods in hockey and not just 2. Can we ban the third period up? How many would mind if we banned the third period? Okay, everyone, damn it. Shot comes in. Brodin and Granlund is in front of the net trying to grapple around. It hits either Brodin or Granlund's stick. I don't know how intentional it is, but it's enough to go through Dubnyk's legs. Less than 30 seconds into the third period. Alright. It's only 2-2. It's only 2-2. We can get back. Let's just try and keep... Oh, they scored again. With 2 minutes played, Austin Watson gets the most dumb deflection in the world. He's basically on his back. It's thrown in front from the left. It hits him randomly and goes in. Austin Watson, who shouldn't even be in this league, if you ask me, for what he did. He should be thrown out of this league. He shouldn't have anything to do with the NHL. National Plan, come after me. Say what you want. But he's not a player that should be in the league. I think he should have the Slavia Voinov treatment. National Flames, I need to know, how is it to have him playing on your team? Because for me, I would have very, very split feelings. Because, yes, he's a good player, but he should just not be in this league. Or at least I don't think he should be in the league at this point in time. He hasn't done enough to show, in my opinion, that what he did was wrong. I may have missed some news. If I have, I do apologize, and I will do that. But for now, I have not seen enough that makes it justifiable that Austin Watson, in my opinion, should be in this league. But again, he scores. It's a random rebound that just happens because reasons and logic and I promise I will go into this. Why does these rebounds happen? Well, because shots happen. Because they see an opportunity to have people in front of the net. If you allow enough shot, eventually one is going to bounce in. It's almost impossible to allow 65 shots against and not concede at least 1 or 2, which means you have to score 3 to win. Obvious science, but it does make it a lot more difficult if you allow that amount of shots and that amount of great chances. In this game, Dubnyk was stellar, but he's not Superman. He can't save those pucks who bounce off in front of legs, shins, sticks, or butts from, in the case of Austin Watson's. Sometimes deflections happen, sometimes bounces happen to go against you. You can count that on misfortune, but in my opinion, you need to be able to limit the amount of shots that Nashville got in this game. They had way too many shots, they had way too many good opportunities, they had way too many times where a puck would bounce off something and be really close to going into the net. There is too much where if you cannot clear the net from present, don't allow those kind of shots. You need to block them. You need to make sure that nobody's on the same guy, which happened a few times where Minnesota, especially on, I think it was Granlund's goal, we basically went 2 guys after the same guy coming into the zone instead of one guy thinking maybe he's going to drop past that one to Ekholm, who's just going to shoot the puck in front, and then who knows what happens. It's about being clever with your decision making, and I don't think we were in this game, unfortunately. It unfortunately is a fact that happened as well last season. We simply allowed too many shots with front bodies in front, and when you have body in front, when shots happens, bounces will happen, and they will go against you for the most case. Again, count it on misfortune, but those who seek the luck will get the luck. Now to number 4 for Nashville, just because to end it off, that was probably the one Dubnyk wants back. It's a good shot, but it's a very poor rebound. It goes right out to Matthias Ekholm, who in the middle of it has a wide open shot. He won't miss that. Snipes it on Dubnyk. Well, that's probably the unfortunate goal, but again, you cannot bash Dubnyk for this game. Dubnyk was by no means responsible for this. This was a game that was clearly done in terms of a few areas where Minnesota Wild themselves were the worst boogeyman. There was no way that this was a game where Minnesota was good enough to win. I don't think they deserved anything from this game, and rightly so, they didn't get anything from it. But it's annoying to lose that period lead when you go into the third and then see it evaporate almost like from the get-go because of stupid mistakes and not because of your goalless performance. Dubnyk was stellar, but the defense just let him down. This goalie wants back, but he had 5 or 6 or 7 10 bell stops before this, so I think you can give Dubnyk a little bit of leeway. He was heavily criticized last year. I was gonna say I was a bit of a criticism of him last year. I was critical of his performances. I think he was too inconsistent. In this game, he was fine. And just to finish it off, they make it 5-2. Bleh, who cares? Empty netter, that happens. So, to recap the game, we allowed too many shots. Dubnyk was good, but not Superman. And to make a new point, maybe not overreacting to a loss. I don't think this is a loss we needed to get, but we're in Nashville. We're against a very good team away from home in their season opener. Yeah, I think you can count this one as an okay game to lose in a way. If you are to lose, nobody's going to win 82 games in the season. Everyone's going to lose at some point. Even Tampa's going to lose at some point. But sometimes you're going to lose some stupid games. Sometimes you're going to lose some games where you can be like, okay, we at least tried. Sometimes you lose games where you're just like, well, that was just a better team. It's kind of this instance here. But rework it, rethink it, re-strategize, go against the Avs, see what happens. But again, it's not so much now that I'm panicking after 1 or 2 games of the season. I'll panic more when we're 20 games into a season if we haven't won yet. Then I will panic. But right now, I won't start panicking. We saw with the Blues, they could have panicked last year. They won the cup. So let's slow down. Every game is its own entity. Yes, it's not a good start, but there's plenty of time to recover. There's plenty of time to rebound. And with those kind of words of encouragement, I think, something like that, I will end the video. Thank you very much for watching. Click like, subscribe. Tell me what you think of the new intro. Tell me what you think of Minnesota. Tell me what you think of my comments about us and watching what you think should happen to him. Should he play in the league? Should he not? And yeah, I hope you all have a very pleasant day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the recap of the game against the Avs.